Okay, imagine this. A company rockets up to nearly $500 million in revenue. Really huge numbers.
Wow.
Yeah, but then just a couple of years later, it plunges right down to just $38 million.
Ouch. That's quite a drop.
It is. And that's the story of AbCellera. They were key, working with Eli Lilly in discovering that COVID-19 antibody, Bamlanivimab, and they did it incredibly fast.
Right, I remember that name. Bamlanivimab, that was everywhere for a while.
Exactly. So the big question we're tackling today is, was AbCellera just lucky? A COVID one-hit wonder?
Or is there more to it?
Or is there something, more substantial underneath, like a real tech, engine biology, engineering, AI, all working together that's maybe just changing direction right now?
That really is the core question, isn't it? Because the headlines, they definitely paint that volatile picture, flash in the pan maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look, beneath that surface stuff, the COVID money starts to look different. Not the main goal, but more like, incredible funding, non-dilutive funding.
Ah, right, non-dilutive. So they got the cash without selling off more pieces of the company.
Precisely. That, and it was a massive global proof that their system worked. It basically funded their next big move.
So let's back up. How did they even get there? They started in academia, right? Not some big pharma giant?
Yeah, exactly. Back in 2012, University of British Columbia, just an academic lab initially. The goal was pretty straightforward. Make antibody drug development faster, more efficient.
Okay.
And they built on that step by step. First big test, really, was 2014, a partnership with Pfizer. That showed, the industry was interested. It wasn't just an academic exercise.
Then things got really interesting in 2018 with that DARPA contract, the pandemic prevention platform, P3.
Oh, yeah, that was huge.
They had a deadline, right? Something crazy, like under 60 days.
Under 60 days, from getting a virus sample to having a potential medical countermeasure ready, it was intense.
Wow. So that wasn't just a contract. That was like a pressure cooker forcing them to level up their tech.
Absolutely. A trial by fire. And obviously, having gone through that, having built that capability, it positioned them perfectly for 2020.
For COVID.
For COVID. The Eli Lilly partnership, Bamlanivimab, that was the ultimate proof their platform could deliver on a global stage under pressure.
And suddenly they have this huge success and a lot of capital. That can change company completely.
Yeah.
How do they handle that?
Well, first, the IPO in 2020 brought in over $500 million, a massive war chest, as you'd call it.
Okay.
And they didn't just sit on it. They used that, plus the COVID revenues, very strategically. They bought companies like Triani, enhancing their tech stack. They even built their own GMP manufacturing facility.
GMP. Good manufacturing practice, so they could make the drugs themselves.
To a certain extent, yes. Control the process, ensure quality. All this vertical integration set them up for a major pivot in 2023. They decided, okay, we're not just helping partners, we're going to develop our own drugs.
Ah, okay. Like ABCL 575 and ABCL 635, the ones for autoimmune conditions and menopause.
Exactly. Using their own engine to find their own drug candidates.
Which leads to this kind of hybrid model you hear about, part service provider, part drug developer.
Precisely. Think of it as two sides. One is the picks and shovels side, the partnership business.
Right.
They work with lots of partners, over 100 programs. They get fees, milestone payments, and royalties, usually low to mid single digits. It spreads the risk, brings in cash, and crucially, brings in data.
And the other side is the gold miner strategy.
Yes, using their own platform to find their own potential blockbusters where they'd keep 100% of the value.
And the really clever bit seems to be how these two sides feed each other, this data network effect.
That's the potential moat. Every partnership program, win or lose in the clinic, generates proprietary data. What antibodies worked, what didn't, against what targets, structures, binding affinities. All that data feeds back into their AI platform, making it smarter, better at predicting success next time. So the more partners they have, the better their internal engine gets.
Which attracts more partners, a virtuous cycle.
Potentially, yes. It constantly strengthens their competitive advantage.
Okay, let's talk financials then. Because that chart, the spike and then the reset, it looks alarming if you don't have this context.
It does. You saw that huge revenue spike in 2021, 2022, mainly from COVID royalties. Then, it dropped back significantly. Profitability followed the same path. Highly profitable then, but now they're running at a significant net loss.
A planned net loss, you emphasized.
Yes, absolutely planned. They spent over $175 million on R&D in 2023 alone. That's the investment in building their own pipeline. It's expensive.
Okay, so a planned loss fueled by that war chest. But drug development is notoriously risky. Clinical trials fail constantly. How much runway do they actually have?
That's the critical question. And the balance sheet provides some comfort there. End of 2024, they still had over $800 million in cash. That gives them years, a multi-year runway to execute this very capital-intensive strategy.
So for anyone watching this company, the traditional metrics like quarterly profit aren't the main story right now.
Not really. You need to look elsewhere. Look at metrics like cumulative molecules in the clinic. How many shots on goal are they getting? And look at the progress of their internal programs, ABCL 575, 635, and others. Are they hitting milestones? That's the real scorecard for this phase.
So wrapping this up, it sounds like a classic venture capital style bet almost.
Yeah.
High risk, high potential reward.
Definitely. The challenges are huge. Clinical trial failure is the biggest threat, no question. Competition is fierce. Lots of smart people trying to do similar things.
But their edge is.
Their edge is that integrated AI-powered technology stack, that data network effect we talked about, and the fact they have proven they can deliver at least once on a massive scale with bamlanivimab.
So to sum it all up for you listening, AbCellera isn't just a COVID story. It's a sophisticated tech platform making a really bold transformation. They use that historic windfall strategically to fund a very ambitious long game.
It really comes down to a bet. Will their data-driven engine consistently outperform the industry average in finding successful drugs over the long haul?
And maybe the provocative thought for you is this. How often do you see a company try to fundamentally rewrite its own story like this, using a tech advantage to aim for industry transformation? It's quite a strategic pivot to watch.